Good morning. It is great to have you with us. Now the second EFL Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Fulham is on its way tonight. We'll hear from Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones this hour.
Yeah, 4 games in the EFL Trophy last night as well. We're going to bring you all the goals, including a penalty shootout that didn't quite go to plan. We will
It is the same old story for Chelsea. They miss chances, they don't score, and that has often been the case this season, and then they end up on the wrong end of a result.
They do, Alex, yes, and it's exactly what happened last night. They lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough in the first leg of their EFL Cup semi-final, in what was a night to forget for that man over there, Cole Palmer.
The defeat makes for grim reading for Chelsea. It's the first time they've lost a League Cup tie to lower league opposition since being beaten by Huddersfield 25 years ago, and it was their 31st loss in all competitions since the start of last season. Of all the current Premier League sides, only Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth have lost more games than that. Some transfer news for you now, and Timo Werner thinks Tottenham will be the perfect club for him after he completed his loan from RB Leipzig until the end of the season. Spurs will cover Werner's salary for the rest of the season, and the deal has an option to buy for around £15 million. Well, things are proving less straightforward when it comes to Spurs' pursuit of Genoa's Radu Dragusin, however, as Bayern Munich have come in with a late bid for the defender. Now PSG and France striker Kylian Mbappe has been linked with Real Madrid for a number of years now, and they're warning the upcoming footage contains flashing images as Chelsea defender Ian Maatsen moves closer to completing his move to Borussia Dortmund.
A bit of big news from Australia overnight, and following the retirement of David Warner, Steve Smith is now going to open the batting for the Test team.
Yes, Smith has spent the majority of his career at number 4, but Warner's departure means Smith will now move up the order.
What a tune. Bit of Sam Fender in the morning.
I had to Shazam it, whereas you knew exactly who it was.
Don't want to speak to me again. Anyway, what a game that was last month. Liverpool beating Fulham 4-3. And tonight, the two teams meet at Anfield once again in the first leg of their EFL Cup semi-final.
This is Liverpool's 19th appearance in the competition's semi-finals, more than any other side. In contrast, it's the first time Fulham have reached this stage.
Well, Liverpool midfielder Harvey Elliott started his professional career at Fulham, making his debut in the EFL Cup 6 years ago at the age of just 15. What a journey he's been on since then.
Yeah, he made the move to Anfield at 16, and 2 years ago, at just 18, he came off the bench in Liverpool's win over Chelsea in the final of the competition, scoring a penalty in the shootout as well.
Yeah, and you know what? He wasn't even meant to be in the squad that day. Yeah, he's a good player. Elliott's now 20 years old and having to take more responsibility than ever before in his Liverpool career. In fact, come over here.
Well, 12 years ago, Steven Gerrard captained Liverpool to EFL Cup glory. He may have long since left the club, but his impact is still being felt at Anfield.
Yeah, he coached the club's under-18s for a year when his playing career ended, and in his side was midfielder Curtis Jones, who, of course, is now regular in the first team.
Jones scored twice in the quarter-final win over West Ham last month and puts his breakthrough down to Gerrard.
Well, 11 years ago, Bradford shocked everyone by reaching the EFL Cup final, and while not quite as seismic, they pulled off another shock last night in the EFL Trophy.
Yes, the League Two side stunned championship-chasing Derby to book their place in the quarter-finals.
Well, the constant conveyor belt of talent coming through Brighton's young ranks, it's no surprise then that their under-21s are through to the last 8.
Both them and Reading could do with some extra practice on penalties, though. 5 in total were missed in the deciding shootout.
Oh, no.
It is advantage Middlesbrough after they beat Chelsea 1-0 in the first leg of their EFL Cup semi-final.
Yeah, it was a similar story for Chelsea, really. They missed a whole load of clear-cut chances, and now they've got it all to do in a fortnight's time.
Now Ajax have confirmed their interest in England midfielder Jordan Henderson amid reports that he wants to leave Al Ettifaq after just 6 months in Saudi Arabia. Jadon Sancho's loan move from Manchester United to Borussia Dortmund is expected to be confirmed soon. The forward hasn't played for United since August after falling out with manager Erik ten Hag.
Brilliant hat-trick from Darren Huckabee there, wasn't it? On this day, when was it, back in 1999?
Yeah, 99.
Was it? OK,
yeah.
A 4-0 win over Nottingham Forest, that was. Without making anyone feel old, that was a quarter of a century ago.
Crazy.
Oh, I'm not going to ask. How old are you? 99. 8.
Depending on what month. I was born 91. So.
I probably watched it in the pub. Anyway, never mind.
How old were you?
I was born in 82, so...
Old enough to be in the pub.
I would have been in the pub 17 or something like that.
Anyway, let's not dwell on that.
Is that old enough? I can't even remember.
Let's focus on some positives. Enough age chat. Right, this is where we want you to get involved this morning. We want you to send us your favourite Premier League hat-trick. You've got one, don't you?
Well, one of my favourites ever was, shock, Shearer for Newcastle against Leicester City. I think we were 3-1 down.
And you were watching on teletext.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back to the age chat.
I think, yeah, again showing my age. I think it was pre-Soccer Saturday, or I didn't have Sky by then anyway, and I hadn't got Sky yet, but I watched it on teletext, and every time it reloaded with 3-1 down, then it was 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, and I just threw my popcorn everywhere. I was buzzing. That was in '97, I think. So yeah, that was my favourite. Any
you weren't in the pub in '97.
There's been some great ones. Rooney's hat-trick for Manchester United was a good one. When he just signed, and everyone was saying, is he going to be able to step up to the mark? I think it was a Champions League game. He scored. Anyway, send your favourite hat-tricks in. We're going to dig out some of the best ones. I've got another one actually. Mickey Quinn against Leeds. Was a big
about
one.
you, Pete.
Yeah,
we want to hear from you, our viewers. Just giving some suggestions.
He scored a hat-trick against Leeds. Scored 4 or 5. I can't remember. Anyway, it was mint. He was class. He was my hero as a kid. Send them in, your favourite hat-tricks, please. #GMSF. And we're going to read them out and show them throughout the day, because we love a hat-trick on Good Morning Sports Fan.
We love a perfect hat-trick as well. Right foot, left foot header.
Even better.
I think of a Cristiano Ronaldo one comes to mind. Well, we have lots more still to come this hour. More EFL trophy goals, a big story from the NFL, and Sony Open golf preview. So make sure you stay with us.
Now, the Africa Cup of Nations begins on Saturday, and Sky Sports are going to show every single game.
Ahead of the tournament starting, we've been speaking to dozens of former and current players of African heritage for a special documentary called How Africa Changed the Premier League.
Yep, Lucas Radebe, legend for Leeds, wasn't he? He was captain of South Africa as well. He became captain at Leeds United as well in the 1990s. I think... Yeah, look forward to it. Now, more EFL trophy goals now, and Oxford United and Derby sit side by side towards the top of League One. So, in similar fashion, Oxford also experienced elimination at the hands of a League Two team last night.
Yes, that meant it was a double header of upsets thanks to a superb double from AFC Wimbledon's James Tilley.
Well, West Ham were unable to replicate their Premier League rivals. That's despite their under-21s coming in unbeaten from their last 15 games.
Compare that to Wycombe in League One. Quite a different picture from them. Just a single win recorded in their last 14 league games. Now,
Callum Smith's dreaming of becoming a two-weight world champion, live on Sky Sports on Saturday.
But standing in his way is unbeaten heavyweight Artur Beterbiev, who has demolished all opponents who've dared challenge him so far in his career.
Now, the dreaded Black Monday period in the NFL claimed another victim this week.
The name is given for the time after the season comes to an end when teams decide to part ways with their head coaches.
This time, it's the Tennessee Titans who announced the departure of Mike Vrabel after 6 seasons.
To golf now, and it's 12 years since Brian Harman made his debut as a PGA Tour member at the 2012 Sony Open.
Yeah, the tour goes to that event this weekend, and Harman had a funny anecdote from back in 2012.
Will Zalatoris will make his first official tour start since last March, and the American has spoken about his recovery from injury.
Hello everybody, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Good Morning Sports Fans. We really appreciate it. We've got loads coming your way as well. You'll not regret being here. So from, actually transfers takes over at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So it gets even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Don't move.
We're going to look
Stay
at
on the sofa.
Don't go anywhere all day. We're going to look ahead to the second EFL Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Fulham, which is tonight.
Yes, and we'll also show you how the Brits are getting on as they gear up for the Australian Open. We'll also look ahead to a big weekend of boxing. And we've got the first mystery Premier League transfer clue. That's coming up at 8:15.
Oh, wait. But we're going to start with a bit of breaking transfer news. Listen up, Sky in Italy reporting that the Genoa defender Radu Dragusin has decided to join, drumroll, Tottenham. over Bayern Munich. We're told Dragusin will fly to London in the next few hours. A medical has been scheduled for the Romanian international this afternoon. And that's good news for Tottenham. And this is bad news for another team in London, Chelsea, because I'm afraid it was a similar story, wasn't it? They had a lot of chances, but couldn't score. And in the end, they ended up on the wrong end of the result as well.
Yeah, they did. That's exactly what happened. They lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough in the first leg of the EFL Cup semi-final in what was a night to forget for Cole Palmer. What a game that was last month. Liverpool beating Fulham 4-3. And tonight, the two teams meet at Anfield again in the first leg of their EFL Cup semi-final.
Yeah, this is Liverpool's 19th appearance in the competition semi-final, more than any other team. In contrast, it's the first time that Fulham have reached this stage.
Liverpool midfielder Harvey Elliott started his professional career at Fulham, making his debut in the EFL Cup 6 years ago at the age of just 15. And what a journey he's been on since then.
Yeah, he made the move to Anfield at 16, and 2 years ago, at just 18, he came off the bench in Liverpool's win over Chelsea in the final of the competition, scoring a penalty as well in the shootout.
And he wasn't even meant to be in the squad that day. It is quite hard to believe, but Harvey Elliott is still only 20 years old, and he's now having to take more responsibility than ever before in his Liverpool career because of the absence of one of their key players. This man, Mo Salah, has gone to the Africa Cup of Nations, and without him, all eyes are on the likes of Elliott to deliver.
Yeah, well, what about Liverpool's record in this competition? 12 years ago, Steven Gerrard captained them to EFL Cup glory. Now, he may have long since left the club. However, his impact is still very much being felt at Anfield.
Yes, he coached the club's under-18s for a year when his playing career ended. And in his side was midfielder Curtis Jones, who is now a regular in the first team.
Yep, Jones scored twice in the quarter-final win over West Ham just last month. And he puts his breakthrough down to this man here.
Some breaking news for you now, and a line coming into us from Sky Germany. And after Genoa defender Radu Dragusin chose Tottenham over Bayern Munich, it appears the Bundesliga champions are looking elsewhere.
Yeah, it's all happening at Tottenham because Bayern's #1 target, we're told now, is Tottenham's Eric Dyer. Dyer, of course, has been linked with Bayern already in this window. He didn't play in the FA Cup win over Burnley on Friday. Ange Postecoglou revealed that that was due to Dyer picking up a knock and nothing else. But interesting to see the way the transfer merry-go-round goes on, that if Tottenham get Dragusin, who Bayern want, Bayern might then go for Eric Dyer.
Reunited with his best mate, Harry Kane.
There you go,
potentially,
yeah. A couple of
maybe.
ex-Spurs players at Bayern, potentially, yeah. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But either way, it looks like it's been a decent couple of days for Spurs with Timo Werner signing last night. And now, seemingly, they've stepped a big step closer towards signing Dragusin from Genoa as well.
Right, let's see if this...
Right, what's been going on in the tennis? Well, British #1 Cameron Norrie came through a tricky test against Luca van Asch to win his first match of the year. He's taking part in the ASB Classic in Auckland.
Yes.
Well, elsewhere, qualifying is underway for the Australian Open, and it's already, I'm afraid, bad news for Britain's Heather Watson. It's advantage Middlesbrough after they beat Chelsea 1-0 in the first leg of their EFL Cup semi-final.
It was a similar story for Chelsea. They missed a number of clear-cut chances and now have it all to do in a fortnight's time. Some more breaking news for you now, and Luke Ayling is having a medical at Middlesbrough today ahead of a 6-month loan move from Leeds. He signed for Leeds from Bristol City in 2016, but looks like he'll be soon playing for Middlesbrough.
We're seeing the transfers ramp up, aren't we? What are we, a few days into the window now, aren't we? And it's going to get more and more busy, you would think, as we head towards a deadline.
And where's the best place to stay updated? Right here.
Right here, obviously. Sky Sports News on the app, with the transfer team who are coming on at 9. Basically, if it says Sky Sports on it, just have a look and you'll know what's happening in the transfers.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, a brilliant hat-trick there from Darren Huckabee in Coventry's 4-0 win over Nottingham Forest. That was in 1999, an astonishing 25 years ago.
Doesn't feel like 25 years, I tell you. Anyway, we've been asking you to send us in your favourite hat-tricks. And have we had some? Have we, Alex?
Yeah, we have. We've got Lambda Pie saying Peter Crouch, perfect hat-trick for Liverpool against Arsenal on the 31st of March 2007. Then we've got Arvid saying Haaland comeback hat-trick against Crystal Palace. That's got to be his favourite.
Yeah, he scores a lot of hat-tricks, Haaland, doesn't he?
A lot of goals, a lot of hat-tricks.
Yeah, just goals in general.
Perfect hat-trick in a win against Tottenham, which for Chelsea fans does make it even more perfect.
The Shadow said Bergkamp against Leicester. One goal of the month, first, second and third with his hat-trick as well. Lots of guesses coming in for the mystery player. A reminder as well that Good Morning Transfers they're all getting ready over there. Don't even wait for us to go, do they? 9 o'clock.
OK, well, 11 years ago, Bradford shocked everyone by reaching the EFL Cup final. And while not quite as seismic, they pulled off another shock last night in the EFL Trophy.
Yeah, they did. The League Two side stunning championship-chasing Derby to book their place in the quarter-finals. Derby currently...
With a constant conveyor belt of talent coming through Brighton's young ranks, it is no surprise that their under-21 team are into the last 8.
Yeah, but they could do with a bit of practice with penalties. So could Reading. 5 in total were missed in the deciding shootout. Let's have a look at goalless 19.
West Ham were unable to replicate their Premier League rivals. That's despite the under-21s coming in unbeaten from their last 15 games.
Yeah, compare that to Wycombe in League One. Quite a different picture from them. They've just got a single win in their last 14 league matches.
OK, some big news from Australia overnight and following the retirement of David Warner. Steve Smith will now open the batting for the Test team.
Yeah, Smith spent the majority of his career at number 4, but Warner's departure means he's now going to move right up to the top of the order.